Wake up! Wake up! It's time for Jamaica! Mwah. Good morning. We're on our way to Jamaica. Quick video today because we are late. Hello.
We're never late.
All right, let's quickly say bye to those little babes. Bye, babe. Bye, other babe. We've cat-proofed the apartment. See the dumbbells holding all of the doors open. All right, we'll see you guys at the airport. Mwah. Hello. We made it to the lounge. What did you get?
Sausage, pancakes, frittata, and cream cheese scrambled eggs on this plate.
Cheers. We made it.
Indeed, we did.
We're in Jamaica. Mama. Hi, pretty girl. Oh, look
like
how
home.
beautiful. Aww. We were talking about where
The cool fish tanks and how they connect, if it's like a natural spring fed or if it's multiple kind of unique tanks all connected by underground plumbing.
there's like kind of a whole system of waterfalls running around this resort, and it goes up the mountain and down, and there's pools and there's koi fish.
As we just discussed, there's all of these different water features. You can see here, this one is very clearly not spring fed, but all throughout the property, you can't really see her, but hi Annie in the background there. But yeah, so it's kind of running all throughout the property. You can see they have little tiny koi fish of all different sizes. These ones they have behind a protective net, probably so that the birds don't get to them. But a lot of the larger water features are not covered, so you can enjoy them freely without an obstructed view. And the fish are just out and about. These are probably the largest of the fish here in this area. This large guy at the bottom closest to me is probably about 1.5 foot in length.
We made it!
We are here!
Come this way, I'll give you a room tour. This is our beautiful room at Sandals Ochi. And voila, to our beautiful view.
Coming over here, we have our mini bar, which I have already helped myself to a little bit. In the fridge, we have some white wine, champagne, and non-alcoholic drinks. And then the good stuff is up top there.
We get full size with our level that we booked. There's 3 different levels you can do at Sandals. We go with the middle one, and you get full size bottles of liquor. At the bottom level, you just get beer and wine, and then the top level is butler, and you get everything you want. But we like our club level with our full bottles of rum and vodka and wine, and you name it.
And the fun thing about the different Sandals resorts is they usually have, within reason and when they can, more local options. So for example, the rum, you can see right here from Jamaica.
Yeah, man. Setting up his gear. Pretty badass, Will. What is that you're attaching there?
It's my dive knife, so that in case I get caught in anything, I don't die.
We're going diving for the first time. We're doing our underwater certification, our advanced certification, so wish us luck. While we were in Jamaica, Will and I did our advanced certification for scuba diving. Our current certification was just regular open water, and with that, you can dive up to 60 feet. With the advanced certification, you can dive up to 100 feet. And in Florida, you actually need to have an advanced certification to be able to dive at night. For the certification, in addition to some light textbook reading, which we did do, or at least I did anyway, we had to complete some skill tests like fish identification and underwater navigation. And we also had to do a series of specialized dives, including a wreck dive and a deep dive to 100 feet. When you're diving, the deeper you go, the faster you're going to use up your air. The risk of getting the bends also increases the deeper you are. If you ascend too quickly, the nitrogen in your blood doesn't have time to dissipate, and it can actually cause bubbles in your blood. This is known as decompression sickness, aka the bends, and it's really, really painful, and you actually have to go into a decompression chamber to treat it. It's critical because of this that you watch your air consumption when you're on a deep dive. I actually almost ran out of air during my deep dive, and I had to buddy breathe from my instructor's air. As you can see from all of these videos, we saw some really, really cool stuff during our dives. We saw turtles, we saw a ton of stingrays. These guys are super cute. See how he buries in the sand by flapping his little wings? We also saw a ton of barracuda. A couple of those just a minute ago were on the deep dive. There was 2 really big guys. He was probably about a 7-foot barracuda. There he goes, burying in the sand again. This is a sea cucumber. You can pick them up, you can touch them. This is a pufferfish, and we saw a lot of these guys. Pufferfish can range in size. I've seen some pretty small ones and some that can be 3 or 4 feet long. This guy was super cute. He is actually a puffed pufferfish. Watch as he swims away. So adorable. This is a conch shell. If you look closely, you can see the organism in there. You can see its little claw, and there's also a little pair of eyes that poke out. This is a pincushion urchin. You can pick them up, they're not super sharp. This is a stonefish. This is one of the most dangerous fish in the world if you step on it, and it blends in so well. Here we have a squid, a baby squid, and lots more baby squid following along. These guys are my favorite. This is a spotted eagle ray. He is so majestic and gorgeous. And finally, we have our infamous lionfish. More to come on this later, but these things are super invasive and are supposed to be killed. They are not good for the underwater environment here. They eat everything in sight, so it's encouraged to hunt and spear them. Here are some clips from our wreck dive. This is a sunken ship. This wasn't too deep, so we were able to go on this dive with the rest of our group, but normally wrecks can be pretty deep. Do you see the flounder there? He's so well hidden. You can see his little eyes moving a little bit. The wreck dive we did was located right next to this cavernous rock formation. We actually got to swim through the caverns, which was awesome, but also a bit challenging. The rocks are very sharp, so you don't want to accidentally float into them. This is Will doing his underwater navigation. This was definitely the hardest part of the certification. And that's a wrap for our advanced certification. Now to goof off with the master of ring bubbles. Hello, we're back from our dives today.
One of the cool things about this Sandals that we hadn't experienced before is because the dive boats leave right from our resort. One, we have the added benefit of getting to sleep in a little bit more, which is always good with me. But they actually, for some of the dives, it's split. So you go out and do a one tank dive, and then you come back to the resort. They drop some people off, they pick some new people up. You can use a bathroom on solid ground. And then about a half hour later, once you've done your surface interval, everyone gets back on the boat and you go to a much closer, shallower dive site for the second dive of the day. So we really enjoyed that. It allows us to maybe split up, and I can do a little bit more diving when she doesn't want to, things like that. It gives us a lot more freedom.
We also didn't go very far from the resort. Like, we've done dives where you're like a 30-minute, 40-minute boat ride away from where you're actually going to be diving. This was really nice. It was 8 minutes away and even closer on the way back, it seemed like. I'm
going to be going spearfishing as well. They allow you, if you have experience or if you have the right certifications, you can do or participate in a lionfish hunt. One of the groups went today and they actually filled up their zookeeper, as it's called, the lionfish holder, so you don't have to worry about getting spiked.
It was like this big. It was like almost 2 or 3 feet long. Like,
yep.
That's how. And the fish are like this big. So in case you didn't know, lionfish are super invasive. They're those gorgeous brown and white speckled ones that have the fluttery looking wings. Very beautiful, but super invasive. So divers are encouraged to shoot them and kill them when they see them. And they're also very delicious to eat.
Yes, you just got to be aware of the fins have spines in them that are venomous, and you do not want to get stung.
We're off now to get cocktails. Diving is very
draining.
It's so, yeah, it just like takes all of your energy, especially he usually dives with nitrox. Yeah, enriched air, so nitrox. A higher percentage of oxygen than the normal air we breathe, which helps to alleviate fatigue. You don't have to do as long or any necessarily surface interval. Highly recommend enriched air if you're looking at a next certification or just want to improve your diving day to day. It's relatively inexpensive. It does cost a little bit more on the back end when you fill your tanks up. Instead of maybe $10 to rent a tank, it might be 12 or 13. But to me, the way you feel after the dive, it makes it worthwhile. Yeah, it makes you a lot less tired. I'm not nitrox certified, so I always just dive with regular air, and it takes everything out of me. I collapsed for an hour in the bed because I was just so tired. Do they offer nitrox here, though? No. At Sandals? Yeah, they don't offer it at Sandals. So depending on where you go diving, you may or may not have access to it. Let's see, can we see the dive boat from over here? Not the farthest one out to the ocean, but the second one in is the dive boat. So that's how close it is. The water is a lot less angry today than it was when we first arrived. It's like a drone shot.
How's it taste?
Not quite right. Not quite there yet. It's a little bit hard.
A little hard?
A little hard.
A little hard? All right, acceptable.
Hard. Guys, hello from Sandals. We're gonna have dinner here at the restaurant, literally right there. Probably a couple minutes. But this is the first video that we're showing you of our Sandals trips. This is the third Sandals that we've been to. We went to Barbados as our first trip, and then St. Lucia as the second, and now this is Jamaica, and it's our third trip. We really, really like Sandals. Sandals is an all-inclusive resort. Right now it's just localized to the Caribbean. So they have resorts on a bunch of different Caribbean islands. But what really differentiates Sandals from other all-inclusive resorts is that they include diving within their all-inclusive offerings. And this is a really big deal because if you dive, or if you're interested in diving, you might know the cost associated with it. When we went to the Maldives, we spent what?
$2,000 probably each, just for maybe 4 or 6 dives. This week we did 9 dives and it was quote unquote free. We upgraded our certification for cheaper than we would have been able to in Florida where we live. So that was pretty awesome. The dive instructors were phenomenal.
With Sandals, they are, I would say, a little bit more of a premier all-inclusive resort. They're going to run a little bit more expensive, but part of that is because they include the diving. I think they're next level in terms of like service. All the tips are included. That's another thing that actually sets them apart. So there's 3 levels that you can book at Sandals. There's luxury level, which is kind of like the base level. Then there's club level, and then butler level. Club level, which is the middle tier, is kind of our
sweet spot.
Our sweet spot. You get a concierge at the club level, so you get like added little things. What we really like about it is you get bottles of liquor in the room. So you, like at most all-inclusive resorts, you get like a mini fridge, and there might be beer and wine and stuff like that in there. So luxury level has beer and wine in the fridge, so you still have alcohol in your room, but you don't have liquor. So for us, more so for Will, he's more the liquor guy. But he drinks a lot of the rum, a lot of the whiskey, which is what he's drinking now. So we really like that. And then the concierge just gives like that extra little bit of service that we like, and you can kind of stop in and they'll help you with scheduling and questions. And there's like little excursions and stuff like that that you get for free as well. Like today we did a
snorkeling trip.
Yeah.
And they'll also help with reservations. So depending on how long your stay is and the restaurants that you want to eat at, most of them you don't need a reservation, but some you do. The concierge will help you with that.
So the butler level is that's the highest level. That actually comes with a personal butler, and it's like your own private attendant. If you want like a beach cabana set up, they'll make you like a little cooler and put towels on your chairs so that they're reserved for you. They're kind of like at your beck and call.
Literally, you get a cell phone that's direct to them. Yeah, literally at your call.
So that's like, and we're kind of reserving that for special occasions. We gave it a try in St. Lucia because we got a really good price on it, but really that's for like your 5-year anniversary, your 10-year anniversary, your honeymoon, like those like special occasions where you want that extra added little like luxurious touch. Even if you want to do base, like Sandals is still, it's amazing.
Somebody I met at the pool today elucidated it best when they said that even the middle tier here is better than the top tier at most places.
No, she said the bottom tier here better than the top tier of those
so
places.
even more so.
A lot of the tours are for pay, but they range anywhere from like $100 to $200. You can book a private candlelit dinner on the beach, stuff like that.
Or couples massage in front of everyone. So we opted not to do that.
Yeah, they do the massages like out on the. I have footage early in the video. I showed you footage of like what we look out to, and that's where they do the massage.
Yeah, it's public.
Yeah,
public.
So that stuff you pay for.
It's nice because they definitely reward people for coming back, whether it be financially in terms of like the savings when you book on resort, but also just in how they treat you, the special activities you get access to, and things like that. They really make you feel included.
It's really amazing. So we love Sandals. We're dedicated customers, and we plan to keep on coming back and coming back and coming back, and we encourage you to give it a chance as well. We're gonna wrap this up because I want to show you guys the catamaran that is apparently being moved behind us. Can I zoom? Yes, there it is. They usually dock her right to the right over there, or to the left, sorry. But they are moving her somewhere over there. Bye, catamaran. Cheers.
Cheers.
These are our Bob Marley cocktails. It's supposed to be kind of green. This one's a little bit more blue, but green, yellow, red. We're enjoying these on our very last day. We did all of our dives. We completed our certification. We did some snorkeling. So today we're
drinking.
Up.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
We are officially home from Jamaica.
We made it, I would say, after a long journey, but it was only a few hours, so can't really complain too much.
We're back here with our babies who are very, very vocal. Say hello, Chips. Say hello, you.
It's like, I don't know what that means.
And that is all of our stuff right there, because we are unpacked and repacked for another trip tomorrow. So until the next one, we'll see you guys later.